The first badminton training tool is the racket cover. The racket cover is really great because you can practice swinging with it and it'll give you feedback from the resistance as you swing. So when I'm swinging, I can feel the resistance. It lets my muscles know that I'm hitting it correctly. If I'm slicing the shot, it'll pass through the air quickly and I won't feel any resistance. The resistance I feel will also help build up the muscles in my forearm, wrist, and fingers associated with hitting the shot cleanly. And you can do a bunch of different shots with the racket cover. You can do your backhand drives, forehand drives, defensive shots, lifts, and overheads. The only shot you really can't do are the net shots, so you'll probably have to just play a lot or get a really good training partner for that. But all the other shots, practice with the racket cover. So there's different types of racket covers too. This one just covers the head. And unfortunately, most of the rackets that you'll buy new won't come with a racket cover like this. You'll get a bag that covers the entire racket, so you can't really use it as a training tool. But maybe if you go to your local shop, you can convince them, give you one of these, they have extra. Usually with the lower end rackets, they come with these racket covers. But if you can't get your hands on a racket cover, a cloth one, you can always make your own. Your 5-cent racket cover here, made out of plastic wrap and tape. I've made a video about how to make this in the past. I'll give a link in the description of this video so you can find out how to do it. So they also have different racket covers too, besides ones that just cover the head. They have ones that cover the head as well as the neck here, 3/4 cover. Ones like these are the same as the other racket covers in terms of the shots you can do. One thing is it'll be a little bit more heavy because there's more wrapping around the racket. So once you've gotten pretty good at these racket cover exercises, you can move up to this heavier racket cover. And when you get good enough at this one, you can move up to just a heavier racket, like a squash racket. So the squash racket, you can actually even just hit it on court. So say doing net attack shots or defensive shots with this racket, and actually hit it with the strings here. Now you don't really need a racket cover, but you can add it to add even more weight. And that's about as far as I would go with the weight of a racket cover. I don't think you need to go up to a tennis racket. This squash racket's good enough. The only thing about the squash racket though is that the grip's a little bit bigger, so it won't be exactly the same as if you're holding a badminton racket like the other ones, but it will develop more strength in your forearm and wrist and fingers if you've already had enough practice with the other racket covers. The next badminton training tool I have is jump rope, the $5 jump rope. Jump rope's really nice because you can do it off court, so you don't always have to be at a badminton gym or wherever you play at to actually do it. You can actually do it in your backyard or garage or whatever. Jump rope's really good because when you're skipping, you can develop the muscles in your forearm, but you should be skipping with your forearms and not your arms. So it's going to develop the strength in your forearms, hands, and wrists really well. But mostly it's going to develop the calf muscle in your lower leg. So a lot of times in doubles you want to shuffle really quickly, and your shuffle speed is going to be determined by how quickly you can hop around quickly on court. And if you do the quick skips with the jump rope, you really develop that muscle in your calf and foot. That's going to allow you to move around very quickly and shuffle quickly on court, especially if you're a doubles player. There's a few variations of jump roping exercises you can do with this. You can do the single unders, 1 foot alternating, double unders. Just build it up, but ideally you want to get to the point where you can do double unders for a sustained amount of time, at least 100 in a row, 200. And back in the day when I was in college, I could do single leg double unders for at least 30 or 40 times. So I mean, I can't do that now, but that's kind of what you want to aim for, to really develop that muscle in your calf so you can take small shuffle steps across the court really quickly, especially if you're a doubles player. You can't really be running around the court like with a running motion. You want to be shuffling most of the time. And the jump rope's really going to help build that agility and elasticity in your Achilles tendon, calf, and all that lower leg area. The next badminton training tool is this weird device called a PowerBall. You may have seen some players use it. The way it works is sort of like a gyroscope, and when you spin it up, it's going to try and fly out of your hand, and you have to use your grip strength to kind of keep it from flying out. So it's going to build up the strength in your grip, that means your fingers, and your forearm too. This thing's kind of weird. Usually it comes with a string put in here on this little wheel. It's going to spin one way, and it's going to start to rotate around this axis while spinning this way. Let's see if I can get started to give like a bit of a demo. Haven't used one of these in a long time. Once you get it spinning, you're going to make circular motions with your hands. And the faster you spin it or try to turn it, the harder it's going to try to fly out of your hand. So the more grip strength you have to apply. This one I have here is pretty cheap. I got it for maybe $20. It's a nice little device. I can say it does improve your hand strength, but does it really translate to strength on the court? I think that's more determined by how much you're playing and if you're using the racket cover. Another badminton training tool is just the simple 2.5 pound weight. You can get these at most sporting goods stores. I think I got this one here at a Sports Authority for maybe a few bucks years ago. I don't even remember. But I would do exercises with this at my work desk. I just put it on the desk, and whenever I had some dead time, or maybe I was in a meeting, maybe not in a meeting, but definitely on the dead time, I would have the little weight here, just do wrist ups like this, and the other way, until my muscle would get fatigued in my forearm. Then I would also do catching exercises where I kind of throw the weight up and try to catch it. So I throw it up and try to catch it with the tips of my fingers. And once you get good with the 2.5 pound weight, you can kind of graduate up to a heavier weight like this one. This one's around 4.5 pounds. And with this one, I just do the same exercises. Now, if you don't have a weight, you can go even cheaper. You fill up just a water bottle like this with water to make it heavy. And then you can kind of try to grasp the bottom, catch it. Another badminton training tool I have is this roller thing. I call it a roller thing because I'm not really sure what it's called. What it is just it's two handles here, and that's the centerpiece with it attached to a rope that leads down to this loading device. You put the weight onto this loading device, which is just a washer and then a nut at the bottom. Put your weight here, and then you let it drop down. Hold the two handles, and you try to roll it up like this. The muscles you're going to use are your forearm, and then muscles in your grip too. But mostly, I think, in your forearm. So you roll up like this. So you can roll it this way, and also this way. So like this. And on the way down too. Controlling on the way down. And you can do a variation on this too. You don't always have to just go slow. Sometimes you can try to go really fast to make it more intense. And then just slow on the way down. And I used to do these maybe when I was in college, I think. And I would do it to my forearms fatigued, where it was really, really hard just to even go up slowly. So I would get to that point, just rolling up and rolling down. So both sides. So I'll go over how to load this particular rolling device. First thing you do is just unscrew the nut here at the end. Take out the washer. Take the weight, put in the weight, put the washer back on, and screw the nut back in. So the washer here is to prevent the weight from going through or falling through here. And the nut isn't going to fall through because it's screwed in. So this one is store-bought. I got it for maybe $15, $20, but you don't really need to buy one. In the past, I've just used PVC pipe and lawnmower wire. And what you want to do with that is you'll have your PVC pipe, maybe like a screwdriver or something, or a nail. You punch in a hole through one end and out the other. You run the lawnmower wire through, make a knot at the top end so the string won't pull through. And the other end of the lawnmower wire, you just tie it to the weight itself, like around this loop. So you just tie it around here. And then you can just use that. Usually the way I do these, I just have my forearms resting on my thighs and I just roll up. then on the way down really quick. And roll back up. And you'll feel it in the front of the top part of your forearm for sure. Roll back down. And you can switch it this way. You'll feel it more on the underside of your forearm. So the last badminton training tool is the wall. The wall is a really good training tool because it'll always hit the shot back. It's not like a bad partner which may hit it out or is inconsistent. The wall always hits the shot back, so you can really build up your consistency practicing a lot of the drives, defensive shots, and even the overheads. So you can also combine the wall shots with other training tools like the heavy racket, squash racket. It'll really build up the strength in your forearm and consistency in your swing. And that's it for all the badminton training tools and equipment I've used in the past 13 years since I've been playing. If you have some other training tools or equipment, or have any comments on any of the things in the video, let me know in the comments section below. I'm always interested in finding out about the crazy creative training devices people come up with.